Start record.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, sick.
Oh, well, okay, that's recording. So Jack, obviously, I can clearly see you've just been had a nice exercise today. What
Yeah.
motivates you day to day with exercising, going out and playing football all the time?
So it's a great question. I get asked this every day. How do you stay motivated? For me, it's seeing the progression. I'm addicted to progress. I'd say that's the thing that always drives me. I know that I can be better. I'm inspired by the people around me, and I want to see what I can produce. And what can I leave? In this world, is there someone is there someone I can motivate? Is there something I can create? And it's that possibility that there's always something more. That's why I always love training, because I know that the more that I train, the closer I am to get to being the best that I can be in whatever field.
Now, with obviously leaving your influence on the world, you obviously have a mad influence in general on social media. Obviously, with your Instagram, I believe you have 700,000 followers, give or take. The
Yeah.
YouTube doing well still. How do you feel you are able to do your impact on like social media? How do you feel that plays a part on your football?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, because obviously at first I was just playing football. I don't get me wrong, I liked social media insofar as it allowed me to connect with other footballers. And I was the young kid who was looking for inspiration, and that's why I actually made my Instagram. However, then you look at it a couple of years later, now I'm the one that's setting the message for the other kids. And I find it's not a pressure, however, it's a responsibility. And I enjoy that. And how it affects my football, I'd say every time that I play football, I'm playing in a way which I think should be a role model. I mean, back in the day, it gets heated playing football. I'm a passionate guy. Now I try and not get angry on the pitch. I try and calm things down. I say that's the direct how it's affected my football, because I want to be a role model on the pitch. However, I would say that it also you got to be creative, right? I've posted so many videos over the last 9 years probably, and I always feel like, okay, I've got this followers for a reason. I'm lucky enough for this to be my job. That's thanks to sport. Every video I post, I know it has to be a bit better than before. I have to do something which is creative, which is new, which will spark inspiration, which will spark motivation. And for me, that's saying that creativity. I was never really as creative as I am now, and I feel like having the followers forces me to be creative, and I enjoy that. So it's they inspire me to inspire them, which is fun.
Talk obviously about your Instagram. You go by the name Street Panna. Where did that come about?
Yeah. So Street Panna was it was a random one, but basically I never had Facebook. I barely even had internet when I was younger. We just didn't have it at my house, and I remember my friend actually came around and made Facebook for me. I found it weird. So Instagram I didn't want. I was about 14. Lots of kids had it at school. I was thinking, nah, I don't want that. And it was because of these players that were online. They were scattered across Europe, and I was like, I wanted to watch their videos and interact. So I wanted a name that wasn't Jack Downer. And I was looking at it, and I thought, street football, street side. And I didn't want it to be like, I couldn't, Street King. Oh, that's cool. When you're a kid, you think that's a cool name. But then I was like, nah, no, that's taken. And it's like, I didn't want something that bigged me up. So I thought I'll keep it about the sport. So I thought Street Panna, that's pretty cool. The focus is on the community. And what I was doing then was like commenting with everyone in the scene, and I was acting more as a voice for the community instead of a voice for me, and I liked that. But then obviously I started posting my own videos as everyone asked me to, and that was when Street Panna kind of became my identity also, which I find quite a nice responsibility, because I feel like I should be acting with the whole community's interests, and I try my best to do so.
Well, obviously, with the highs of football, there are definitely the lows, and obviously, I believe it was like 8 months ago now. Yeah, there's the grade 5 laceration of your kidney. Can you just tell me a little bit about the whole situation?
Yeah, it was, funny story. You said kidney, I said kidney as well. It was actually liver. When I was on my uncle, he was the first person I got my phone, and he was the first message I saw was from my uncle, and there was a lot. My phone was going crazy, and I remember I voice noted him. I literally listened to it back the other day. I voice noted him saying he's a doctor, and I said, yeah, I got a laceration in my kidney. He said, no, you didn't, Jack. It's your liver. And I was saying, man, I'm in hospital. It's my kid. I actually had an argument about that, but it was quite funny. But So wait, what was the question? How was it? How am I coming back from?
Obviously at the time you were very surprised.
Yeah,
I believe in. I remember because I remember watching the documentary about it.
yeah,
There's people around you not even saying to like call like not to call the taxi. No,
yeah,
you got a taxi there if I believe I'm correct.
yeah. You're
So
right.
like so waking up from that, so waking up in hospital. Obviously you didn't realize what happened. How did you feel in the
Yeah.
moment?
So that moment waking up was insane. I can't really describe it, but I'll try my best. Imagine one, you're in it's a hospital, right? But it's ICU, so it's manic, it's loud, everything's going off. And I've just had this ridiculously vivid dream, which was very odd. And I've woken up and there's no natural light. It's actually in the basement of the hospital, this ICU. So there's no natural light. I have no idea what time it is. There's a clock down there, but my eyes aren't working well enough to see it. And I go to talk because I see someone. I can't say anything. Why can't I say anything? I look, there's this tube in my mouth, in it. I'm thinking, what? So I try and look over there and why can't I move? And I try and feel the tube and I can't lift my hand. I'm thinking, this is weird. Like that, it's just like, what is this? Then the nurse sees that I'm awake, communicates to me and my mum comes in, explains what's happening. And the thing that I couldn't get my head around was it was basically 2 weeks later. So 2 weeks have just vanished.
Because you were obviously put into an induced coma, weren't you?
I was. However, what makes it even crazier, I was in the first induced coma for around 4 days. Then there was a period where I was awake, and then I was in another coma. That period where I was awake, I will never remember it. And it's like, that's crazy. And I think the main thing was shock. However, then I started to remember. I could remember the match. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the incident. I remember getting to A&E, and then I can remember all the way up until when they put the the kind of like gas to knock you out, and they're counting down and they're saying, you're gonna go to sleep now. Yeah, cool. They're saying, is that all right with you? I remember saying, big man, just go on, do your job. It's fine. Like, I said, thank you. And then you're counting down 10, 9, 8, and they said, yeah, just relax. I'm there. I'm relaxed. 8, 7, 6, 5. They're looking around now. I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking a bit confused as well because I thought normally they're asleep by now. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then I hear one of them say, hey, that's enough to knock out a horse. And then they say, relax. And I'm thinking, then I was out and I woke up. And it's in between I did have the dream. So to be honest, there was some relief in waking up. There was I knew I was in the real world again, but after that, you're then on set with, there's lots of things. So I was on opium, morphine, ketamine. Then you're coming off the drugs, and in doing so, obviously you're starting to feel pain, you're starting to feel discomfort, you're starting to feel lots of things, but you're also going through insane, psychosis. I was imagining lots of things, which were very distressing. I was watching people. Then, as I get a bit better, I was just watching the people around me dying. That wasn't particularly nice. I eventually moved wards. Then, when I've taught myself to walk again. I'm beginning to walk. I've still got drains everywhere, my scar, everything. I hadn't even seen that. I only saw that literally 2 days before I left the hospital. I saw the footlong, so I was like, oh shit, okay, and everything like that. That's what my body for life, and everything. And then I was eventually allowed to shower, but I still had the drain in there as well. And these moments, every single one of them, I remember when they turned my digestive system back on, like it was off, and they turned it on, and I felt it. I could feel, oh yeah, but every time anything around my stomach almost felt hollow. It was numb. It was just numb. You couldn't, and then there was coming to terms with, this was the Euros. Everyone's saying, hey, watch this, Jack. I was meant to be at the Euros. I was meant to work at the Euros. I get all my money like at these tournaments. I had the contracts lined up. So it's just a reminder of like, not only was your life almost taken, but now you're here. Cool. Well, we took your mobility, we took your mental state, and now your income's gone. Your family are under so much stress. Because at first I was just thinking about me, because you're in there, it's hard to get out of your own head, mainly because of drugs. Then you're realizing, oh my days, my girlfriend and mum have been staying in a hotel as close as possible, sharing a room together. My girlfriend was meant to go work abroad. My mum's a nurse. How's she going to go back to work to? My dad flew all the way back to China. I've literally changed everyone's lives there. And it's hard to say that that's for the better, and then obviously you turn it around and you make a positive out of everything. And I've done so, but there's moments there, from learning to walk again, from making friends with amazing people on the ward who have terminal cancer. and them saying that they feel bad for me because I'm too young. And it's like, no, like, and there's so many things there where you're coming to terms with things. And I've always considered myself strong. I knew it, I considered it before the injury. And there was a part of me that enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed if I get through this, I am strong. Like I can be proud of that. But there's nothing that will test you like it, obviously physically, but mentally. And trying to build back in the right way and knowing that it's going to take time. And that's the hardest bit, is patience. And that, I remember my mum said to me, I said, how is everything so slow? And she said, well, you're a patient and that requires patience. And I was like, holy shit, I'd never clocked that's why you're called patience, in hospital. And that was a big thing for me. And I think my life was so fast before, too fast. Everyday training, everyday filming, progressing, trying to build new relationships with jobs. Oh, sorry, my battery. Yeah. So trying to build new relationships with jobs, trying to level up, trying to network, trying to inspire, trying to motivate. That I was losing touch. Well, not too much, but I didn't see my family as much. I didn't see this, and then it reset, and I knew what I was living for now. There was a point where in my state, I was too scared. Not too scared. I couldn't go to sleep. Whenever I went to sleep, I'd wake up and I've removed wires, and it's dangerous. And I was trying not to sleep. And I kind of went into this kind of dreamlike state where I saw my girlfriend on the hill and my family there. And that was the only comfort I had at those points. And I knew then that is why I'm still here, and there's those values. So I kind of realigned everything again. And I think with that, that's kind of everything I was thinking. I went in thinking, look, I want to survive this. And I came out thinking like, that was a good thing. Like, I'm happy I've done that, because my life before was great. However, now I'm living on a higher level of meaning. I'm enjoying it much more. I'm appreciating much more. And I think that at the end of the day, everyone's going to go to ICU one day, unfortunately. And I was lucky enough to go opposed to someone that I love. And everyone in there was saying, Jack, I wish I could switch with you. And I was thinking, no way. Like, I would not wish that upon anyone. So I'm very happy that I did it and I was able to get through it. And now it's about appreciating the time we got, because our organs have whether we like it or not, they've got a health, they've got a time span, and the way we act accordingly. If I had drunk, if I had smoked, if I'd gone out more, I wouldn't have survived. And that is like a confirmation that what I was doing before was good, but it's also a motivation to carry on in the right way, and also actually to take some days off and actually enjoy them and try and spread the message.
Just to finish off, obviously we both grew up in the same area.
Yeah.
As young boys, we went out and we played, as I said, Dane Park. So
Yeah.
we both played a lot of our football. Just a little message, 14, 15-year-olds out there who may get the chance to listen to this. What would you say to them?
It's difficult. I think to condense it, I talk a lot, but I'd say the true thing is, just make sure identify what it is you like, what it is you enjoy. I think that is so hard. I was lucky enough to find Panna, and you've got to realize that for me, I know that I like stuff that I'm good at. And that's how it is. But you're not good at it. And I think most people are similar, but you're not good at everything. You've got to find something that you're willing to be bad at. When you're willing to be bad at it and you still enjoy it, then progress in it. And when you're good, you're going to love it. And everyone also just believe that everyone can get good. An example for me that I always look at is Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was world's strongest man. That's insane. So he learned how to learn. He learned how to learn and apply himself in the gym. Then he was like, you know what, I want to be an actor. So he became the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Then he went into real estate. He got the highest retail estate. Then he wanted to get into politics, and he was the governor of California, the biggest state in America, which is it just shows when you see someone go like that, and it just takes time and it takes hours. And I'd say, you're 14, 15, you can really, truly master something, I say, in about 5 years. So you got to pick something. What would you want to do for the next 5 years? You can pick anything. You've never done it before. Pick it. And by 20, you will be amazing at it. And that could be your career. And then if you haven't, well, when you're 20, pick something else. And for me, with Panna, after a year and a half, I was good enough to be very good, and that's not because I was amazing. I was pretty poor at football before. I mean, at Dane Park, I hardly ever scored, man. That Dane Park was formidable. I would dribble everyone and I would never score, but that's fine. But that's my point. You don't have to be amazing at it when you start. And now for me, where I'm at, I've got the Panna. Maybe it's time for me to get good at scoring at Dane Park. Maybe it's time. But the thing is, it's your choice. And I think you're out there, you're 14, 15, just recognize you've got the choice, because it's a very harsh world. We see a lot of comparisons and we think, yeah, but they're so far ahead. And yeah, they might be, but it doesn't matter. You've got the choice right now. Find something you love, and trust me, just go for it. And a little bit every day, you'll get there. I only trained 20 minutes every day for the start, until I had it was a weekend and I could train longer. But 20 minutes a day on something you love, even if you don't love it yet. Like, I sometimes think, for example, today I'm in my running gear. I want to be good at sprinting. I am so bad at sprinting, man. I'm so bad. I want to be good. So it's like, okay, imagine, like, I found something there that if I was good at it, I know I would love, because I love the idea of being good at it. So it's like, I want to be that person. So let's train. Let's train like the people that are that good, and let's see if I can get there. I'm not going to be running 10 seconds, 100 meters. But hey, if I'm just running nicely, I'll be happy enough. And I think that's how it is. I look at people who I would like to be like in certain ways. Say it was another street footballer, I'd like to train like him, or I'd like to be like, do that trick. Well, I'm going to train like him, and I'm going to realize that we're similar. We're both humans. He's done it. I can do it. And you can do that in anything. Like, you can do that with sprinting. You can do it with cooking. You could do it with uni. You can do it being a student. So I think that's the thing. Look at your inspirations. Realize that you're both human, and that with a little bit of practice, you can do it. Just consistent practice. That's the word. And obviously, we're going to have to go back to Dane Park and have a kickabout as well after this.
Oh, good. Anyways, thank you for your time, mate.
Mate, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.